As we continue through the H3 Tiger Belly series, we have to dissect the fallout that started on the H3 podcast. No, not the conflict between Bobby Lee and Brandon Schwab. We are going to talk about the fallout between Bobby Lee and Ethan Klein. And the deeper we go, the more we realize that Ethan Klein has a lot of bad friends. Hi, my name is Jem, and today we are going to reload Ethan Klein's appearance on the Tiger Belly podcast.
Four, three, two,
1, 2, 3, 4. My name is Bobby Lee. I'm with Jewish Company.
Jewish Company.
And I'm quicker than him.
Fast.
I'm quicker than most.
Speed.
Kill you. I'll kill you.
What?
I'll kill you.
No.
I'm not a regular viewer of Tiger Belly, but even I can tell Bobby does these little songs all the time. I get it. But these little attacks covered under jokes is the reason why a lot of you guys don't know when your friends are really mad at you. It's hidden, but it's there. Listen again.
My name is Bobby Lee. I'm with Jewish Company.
Jewish Company.
And I'm quicker than him.
Fast.
I'm quicker than most.
Speed.
Kill you. I'll kill you.
What?
I'll kill you.
No.
Ethan just got a death threat. Look how happy he is.
Wow.
Welcome to another episode of the Tiger Belly. I'm your captain, the commander of everything in this area, and I'm going to be facilitating this interview because I'm not going to let anyone boss me
Why
around.
do you think I boss
I'm not.
you
Don't
around?
say anything until I see your name.
Okay.
Remember, this is supposed to be two friends on a podcast. But if you didn't know the relationship between these two, you would think that these were enemies on a podcast. For reference, Jeff Wittek and Ethan started off on bad terms, which eventually led to Jeff's ex-con friend showing up at Ethan's house and Ethan filing a police report. But when Ethan invited Jeff on the H3 podcast to meet for the first time, this was their intro.
Hello, we are here against all the odds. The meeting of minds. I won't say great because what's a great mind anyway?
Fair.
But mine, and I say that for myself. But friendly minds today. Beautiful minds. Jeff Wittek.
Thank you for having me, my man.
What a stark contrast. Let's continue.
I want to introduce our special one. I just had so many good things to say about him. This next guy coming, he's this deceiver.
Oh my God.
He's a deceiver. He roams in the dark places of life. Sometimes I call him Tricky Jew.
Oh, stop.
Yeah, he's a tricky one. And
Ethan's a deceiver and a tricky what? You know what? Bobby's intro for his friend Ethan is worse than the one Ethan gave for his sworn enemy, Oliver Tree.
Welcome everybody to the H3 podcast. I'm here with Oliver Tree against my will. I'm here in protest, only fulfilling an obligation. He's a musical artist. He's the guy on TikTok who goes, life goes on and on and on and on.
All right, stop.
He's the on and on guy from TikTok. Don't like him. His music sucks. This is Oliver Tree.
Yikes.
I don't know if he's an ally or not, but I'm telling you right now,
When you
dude.
say ally, do you mean LGBT ally or Bobby Lee ally?
I'm not gonna let you do what you're doing right now.
Community. I know. I'm just trying to
I
clarify.
know I didn't see your name yet.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm not gonna let you do what you're doing right now.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay. I'm not done with the intro.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's a long intro, but
It doesn't matter. I can do whatever I want to.
okay.
Right? He's got milky.
Bobby's mad at me
He's got milky tits.
over them. Over
Okay,
the-
so let me get into it then.
Awkward. Okay, so because Ethan hinted at what was going on, finally Bobby is going to explain why he's acting so cold towards Ethan.
Ethan Klein, give him a round of applause.
Thank you.
So I'm going to tell you something, and I'll tell you the
I
problem.
knew this was going to be a showdown because
If there's no showdown. I'm not a gotcha podcast.
It's a showdown, and I'll tell you how I knew is because Bobby did our show recently, and it was a lot of fun. By the way, you came when Oliver Tree was there when we boxed, and it was so much fun having you there. Everybody loved seeing you. It was fantastic. Our fans love you, Bobby, and I love you too. That all being said, when you were visiting, I saw what I thought, was an alarming shaped and sized mole. Okay.
Ethan goes on to further explain he advised Bobby to get the mole checked out by the doctor. If you remember on Frenemies, Ethan did the same thing with Trisha. He noticed a lump on her neck and he was constantly on top of her to get it checked out by the doctor as well.
I sent the text message. They're like, yo, that's cancerous. Because I wanted to scare you because I really wanted you to go see the dermatologist. And you did.
Okay.
Okay, Bobby, what's the issue?
May I tell my side now?
And did they get a biopsy?
May I tell my side now? May I tell my side?
Did they biopsy it?
I say mine?
Yes.
Okay, so, if I had a friend who had a mole that looked, first of all, it's none of my business.
What?
Number one is I don't know what they're doing creatively with their body. You know what I'm saying? What people do creatively with their body is none of my business. You know what I mean?
Creatively?
Whatever if they want to grow a skin tag or whatever they want to do,
It's
with their
not-
own body.
Bobby's a trip. Yo, that was funny.
Okay.
Let me finish. I got to talk. I didn't interrupt you.
But-
I didn't interrupt you.
Okay, all right.
And you're being rude on my show.
Okay, I'm sorry.
All right? Please. Right?
You have unresolved problems with me, though, it seems like.
Unresolved is right because the issue that Bobby is talking about now happened weeks prior. And it's only now on Tiger Belly he's willing to talk about it. So it's interesting that Bobby and Ethan are friends, yet Bobby is unable to express himself and tell Ethan why he's upset with him.
I'm saying if I saw a mole, I would say it one time. I'd just look at a guy do, hey, yo, bro, that mole I like it, but cool art, but get it checked out, right? I would let it go at that. That's not what you did, though. During that day, you probably said it 8 to 10 times.
No, it wasn't 8.
And okay, what number do you think it is?
I'm telling you right now, you can't catch Ethan in anything, all right? If you say he did something and he doesn't think he did it, he's going to tell you straight up, no. We'll get further into this a little bit later on.
Like it's cancer. Like you said it was cancer.
No.
I can read it right now.
Yeah, you can read it.
Okay. You fuck.
I didn't say it's cancer. How would I know that?
Right. So
I just said it could be. I don't. Here, let me pull up my phone too.
yeah.
Trying to
So
find it. Let's see.
I'm getting deja vu.
And I was like, I'll pull out my phone and read the DMs.
I did not say minors. I can pull out my
You
phone.
said
and read the
underage.
DMs. No, I didn't.
You want me to get my phone?
Inappropriate age. Very young girls that are like 22. That's what I said. Yeah, pull it out because I even showed him. Inappropriate age for him. He's like, but then last night at midnight, you text me and you're like, what should we talk about tomorrow? I'm like, it's midnight. Like, I'm in bed. Like,
What?
you're just a lot. Like, you guys text a lot.
You're so if I could, let me get my phone and
The WhatsApp you text a lot.
wait. You literally are saying I'm gonna end the show. Let me read the text that I actually sent you, just to compare your version of reality to what actually happened. Let's see. I said,
Checking text messages to verify who said what. Ethan is doing this with Bobby, and we saw what happened the last time he did this with his last friendship. Isn't it interesting that Ethan gets into the same patterns with his friendships? I'll let you all draw your own conclusions. Okay, now here I'm going to bring up again with Ethan. If you blame him for something and he truly thinks he's not responsible, he will not take responsibility. Look what happens when Bobby explains how time-consuming it was to find a dermatologist.
When I drove all the way to Beverly Hills, where your guy is, right?
Yeah.
I don't want to say his name.
There are
He's cute as-
dermatologists in the valley, just FYI. You live in a very affluent part of town. You don't have to go to Beverly Hills for some posh dermatologist to look at your moles.
Well, she's partly to blame for that.
Wait, that's
Well,
just
then
that
don't
it
throw
was
me under
my
the bus for
That's
her
her
recommendation.
That's her dermatologist.
Okay, but don't blame me for the far drive because you
So,
chose to
I
drive
got-
to fucking
He's
Kansas.
that's a point to him, sweetie.
Yeah.
He has a good point.
Okay.
It's not my fault you took a damn road trip to
That's
see
not the point. But anyway,
That irritates Bobby. And now that I think about it, Trisha also used to get mad when Ethan wouldn't take responsibility for things that she felt he was responsible for. Here are some quick examples.
My boyfriend got catfished by someone, said something about an altercation we had that nobody knew. Ethan brought it up on the podcast. That makes me look like I'm a domestic abuse, like I'm a person that hits my partner. And like that was out in the open. And we even said, Moses, like, stop, cut it. We're like, don't put that in the thing. What does he do? He puts it in the fucking thing.
Wait,
it was
hold
never
on.
it was never fucking public.
Well, maybe you shouldn't hit him.
Do you know that he moved his therapy appointment for you for today?
I
You should've
never
Sounds like.
move that date.
He never does.
Well, we scheduled this 2 weeks in advance. If there was a problem, you should have scheduled me on a different day, dude. Instead of guilting me because your crazy ass can't see your psychiatrist.
Ethan, you cannot make him accept your responsibility.
So I'm just gonna say, right? It was just I don't know why a friend would make another friend do such inconvenience activities. It was inconvenient. It was a lot of
It
headspace.
wouldn't have been inconvenient if he was right.
Dude, if I saved your life, how fucking epic would that be?
But that's what you want to be the hero.
Yes, yes,
And this whole thing is about you being a hero.
yes.
But you're not. You're a coward like I am.
I wasn't.
Yeah,
I
you're a
wasn't, but
coward like I am. You're a trickster.
Bobby, I gotta stop you right there because Ethan is many things. But the one thing he's not is a coward.
But I could
You
have
knew
been.
it wasn't cancer.
No,
Admit that and just apologize.
I genuinely thought you should get it checked out.
Okay.
Isn't it obvious Bobby didn't accept that apology, even though he said he did? It seems as though Ethan gives bad apologies. Watch what happens here when Kalila takes Ethan's side in the disagreement.
I want to
AD said.
interject and say you employed the only strategy that could have worked.
That was why I did it. Because I knew, and you said it yourself when I watched you talking about it earlier. You said,
It's unbelievable.
no, listen to what I'm saying, Bobby.
It's unbelievable what you just did, babe.
No, wait, I was going
You're
to make that point
Judas.
too.
He knows you.
She's a Jewish
He knows
trickster.
you is what it is.
You don't know him. He's
No.
a fucking mental trickster, man.
You know what, Bobby? You guys aren't
He's
dating
fucking
anymore,
ahead, this
and
guy.
she doesn't owe you anything, and now she can finally speak the truth to you. So it's time to listen.
All right. Cool. All right.
Ouch. Ethan went there. He told Bobby because he and Kalila were no longer together, she doesn't have to listen to him anymore. Bobby's not gonna like that.
You know, I'm gonna take this as a positive, and as a you know what, I'm gonna give you the benefit of the doubt. And I listen, I'm gonna give you the benefit of the doubt, even though I have all these reasons to believe that you're a deceiver
Why would I trick you?
because you tricked everyone else in life. You know what I mean? That's what, I know your persona. I know who you are.
Like,
I'll repeat what I said earlier. A lot of people don't recognize when their friend is mad at them. So many of you would all hear what Bobby is saying about Ethan and take it lightly and say it's all jokes. But let me give you an example. If I were to go up to your friend and ask them to describe you and they tell me you're a deceiver and you're a trickster, I'm going to have a bad impression of you because that's your friend calling you those names. It's not your enemy. Watch how Bobby's resentment of Ethan continues even though they finished talking about the cancer scare incident.
I got recognized a lot and stuff. Yeah, I might have said it as a joke. You know what I mean? But I didn't do it as a bragging thing.
Yeah. No, I appreciated
You know
the
what I mean?
levity after
And
my
so,
session.
you know, it makes me look like a fool.
I know how it is.
So I go,
Our show's live, so
I know it is.
I have to be real.
Yeah, I know it is.
Yeah,
I sure know it is. You know what I mean?
Bobby Lee is the epitome of passive-aggressive behavior. Daniel K. Hall Flavin, MD, describes passive-aggressive behavior as being a pattern of indirectly expressing negative feelings instead of openly addressing them. So instead of Bobby from jump telling Ethan what he's really mad at him about, He's gonna be overly mad at other things as a way of expressing himself. So he's overly mad at this cancer incident when really there's something else that's very much bothering him, even more so.
Because you really bamboozled me that day.
I did not.
Yeah, you did. You bamboozled me that way. If you want to bring that back up
So
again,
we
you
can.
bamboozled me, okay? You're
so
a fucking
did it.
gotcha guy.
I told
Gotcha!
Oh my.
Look, I can't even front. As I gather these receipts to prove Bobby's point, he's not wrong.
He said he broke up with you because you started like punching him.
He's shaking his head no.
Oh, okay. You said I could say everything.
I did not punch him. You said that's why you broke up with me because I punched you? I went like this.
Okay. Were you there the whole night?
No.
So you say you were there for 30 minutes. So can he see this photo I pull up, Dan? So what this proves, they arrived around 11, so that means you were there for 2 hours.
I wasn't there for 2 hours.
This photo is timestamped at 1:18 a.m.
Stephen, do you know that the Spartans practice man love with children?
Oh, geez. Okay, so this is what's going to happen. What did I tell you? He was going to do anything he could to avoid. Oh, there he is. Oh no, Sam Cedar. What a fucking nightmare. I had no idea this was going to happen. I thought Ethan was a stand-up guy.
Yo, Ethan, even you gotta admit, Bobby got you with that gotcha guy. That's you to a T. Perfect description.
All right, so
It's
let me
just not
finish
fair.
this story.
Yeah.
All right? You fucking...
I knew this was going to be a whole thing.
It's not a whole thing,
Hey,
dude.
you have a problem. You have a bone to pick with me.
I don't have any bones to pick with you. I just find...
You resent me a little bit.
I don't resent you at all in any way.
Yeah, you do, Bobby. And it would be better for you if you admit it and get it out in the open instead of trying to hide it all.
Finally, I didn't fucking cancel my fucking therapy today.
Yeah, because you wanted to confront me.
No. Even if I had somebody here that was a big name that I needed to confront, I would not cancel my therapy.
I think you have unresolved resentment towards me because of the show we did together on ours and because of the mole thing.
Maybe.
Yeah.
That's why I call Bobby passive-aggressive. He answered maybe when he could have answered yes. Why is he tiptoeing around the incident? Tell Ethan what it is. So here we see Ethan about to ask Kalila a question. If you're really looking at what's going on, he's antagonizing Bobby. Because again, Bobby's still not expressing himself.
So can you tell me about the experience from the beginning to end, or is it too personal?
Yeah, no, that's fine. So I had been talking to a therapist and a doctor about it.
Wait, hold on to that.
Yeah.
Bobby, what's happening?
Nothing. I'm just looking at you.
If you're at a 45 degree.
Bobby's got a death stare. That's a fucking mean death stare. Kill you. I'll kill you.
What?
I'll kill you.
No.
Please describe.
I will keep it short.
He asked the question, and apparently he wants it the way he wants it. And I'm interested because I didn't even hear all of it.
Okay.
I knew about
that's
caves.
like a
there's 9
good
different
opportunity
caves.
to listen. I'll kill you. Maybe there's a reason it didn't work out, Bobby, because you don't listen.
Oh, you know what, dude?
Give it to him, Bobby.
Okay. You know what, dude? Bro.
This is the beginning.
So Ethan starts to ask Kalila and Bobby about the relationship. He finds it interesting that even though they broke up, they're still living together and doing a lot of things together. Watch what happens.
Oh, and you guys are comfortable like doing these long drives together, like as platonic friends?
Apparently we are. We did it.
Well, that's very interesting. Well,
Is it?
I don't know.
We spend whole days together.
We spent whole days together.
Yeah.
And is there any physical intimacy still?
No.
That's a lie.
Kalila goes on to explain that they just hold hands. That's as far as their intimacy goes.
When we watch a movie on his iPad, we're pretty close.
Wow. Kill you. In the same bed.
What's the problem, pal?
I don't think that's normal after a breakup.
Yeah, maybe in your twisted little world.
I just think there's
It's not
still
normal.
something happening.
No, because I've talked to my therapist,
Yeah.
the one that I canceled today for you, which now I fucking
Exactly.
now I
and then,
fucking
of course, and
regret.
now it's just another thing that we're throwing the resentment bucket. We scheduled this 2 weeks ago, bro. Okay.
I didn't. These guys did, and did I
Well,
not yell at you the other day?
Oh, so you weren't even happy about it? You
No,
weren't even
because
like, you know
normally
what?
To let you all know, Bobby still has not said what he is really mad about. That's why we see the resentment still growing, because it's still there.
Normally I would. I don't know why you bring this out of me, but normally I'm gonna say normally I would cancel it, right? But
You keep bringing it up.
this time I
It's
didn't.
Obviously.
Anyway, let's go. Let's go
Not
back
like
to.
it's not like a compliment like you think it is. It's like another thing in the resentment bucket against tricky Jew Ethan.
Yep. And even Ethan picked up on it. It's not enough that Bobby called him tricky. He called him tricky and then added Ethan's ethnicity towards the trickiness. Yeah, Ethan peeped that. You can't let little things like this slide because a lot of times there's meaning behind it. And it's one thing when you're friends and you think you're joking about certain ethnicities, but look what happens when you're mad. Those same jokes are no longer funny.
Yeah, but by you prying with your little
No.
tricky mind,
Oh.
you know what I mean? And you.
I don't know anything about it. I know you guys broke up, and I'm naturally curious. But if you're uncomfortable, I won't push it anymore.
And I just want to say this,
But I'm not-
Since you brought up the thing the gotcha thing, let's just go. Like if we're gonna
What
go,
gotcha
let's go.
thing?
The thing that we came onto your show, right? And you said you brought up the.
Okay, finally, after all this beating around the bush, Bobby is going to directly address Ethan. Let's hear it.
The Schwab.
See, I don't even want to say it, but yeah, that.
Well, let's not pretend like it didn't happen.
Yeah, it did happen. When you brought that up, we didn't know that you were going to bring that up, right?
So what? I know.
My
don't
point
vet
is
everything.
that I understand that, but what I'm saying is that that's what you are.
No, dude.
That
no.
you're
Let
a
me-
gotcha guy.
No, it's not true.
You know what I mean? And we
I'm not
came
a
in there
gotcha
and-
guy.
Now that I think about it, even in Ethan's gotcha moments, Steven Crowder and even Jeff Wittek at the time, they weren't friends with Ethan. Even with Trisha, because that was early on into Ethan and Trisha's relationship. So those gotcha moments were with people that Ethan wasn't friends with. You, Bobby, Ethan considers a friend.
I have to be honest with you, dude. It did ask her for that day. I didn't like you. I was actually
it
so,
wasn't a
like,
gotcha thing.
I know, but I was so angry
First
with
of
you,
all, let
dude.
me- let
and
me-
it's like,
okay,
and then
that-
with the mole thing after that, it's just like
Exactly.
a double gotcha.
I knew.
Just because something is a joke, just because something is a bit, doesn't mean it's not real. Yes, Bobby is a comedian and Ethan is funny, so they're going to play up this situation for laughs. However, don't be fooled. This is real. There's emotion behind it all. Bobby, instead of being passive-aggressive, decided to be assertive and told Ethan that after the last H3 podcast he and Kalila were on, he did not like Ethan. He was mad at him. And I want you all to see how good your friends can be at hiding their true feelings about you. After Bobby's appearance on the H3 podcast with Kalila, Ethan invited him back on the episode they did with Oliver Tree. So Ethan saw Bobby weeks later. Bobby was still mad at him and Ethan had no idea. So add on top of that, Bobby's already mad at Ethan. And then Ethan does the whole thing with the cancer scare. That's why Bobby had that reaction. He was already mad at Ethan. Under normal circumstances, even though it might have irritated Bobby, Bobby wouldn't have taken it to that level. But still, Bobby, tell us why you're mad. You still didn't really get it out yet.
It's a double gotcha. So my point is that
Double
you know what I mean.
gotcha.
I'm trying to let it
This
go.
is a resentment
I'm trying
interview.
there is no resentment.
This is
but
a
you're bringing it out of
resentment
me.
interview.
So I'm just saying, I love you.
No, it's good you're getting it out there.
Yeah,
But let's talk about it, okay?
yeah.
So when you guys came on the podcast,
So again, we see Ethan realizing something still isn't right. As much as Bobby says, I love you, no, there's still something going on. Ethan is going to dig deeper to find out what Bobby's real issue is with him.
We scheduled it way ahead of time.
Yeah.
And I told you beforehand, I said, this is a live podcast. Before we went live, I made it very clear, you guys, this is a live show. I barely knew anything about the Brendan thing. It wasn't even a big topic on my, in my head to hit, but I knew it was a thing. And so I ask people about everything that's interesting going on in their life. And it was an interesting thing, I thought, and I asked about it. And you guys, I felt, opened the floodgate on that. I sat back and let it happen. And I felt like you guys were giving it to me, and I was just taking what was out there. I don't feel I coaxed you or Kalila or manipulated you guys at all.
If I go to a dam...
And frankly, I resent the insinuation.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Let's check the tapes.
I'm a beast.
You can't say that.
You can't say it. No, there are comics that do that.
Also,
I'm a beast.
To me, it's the
name
immediate
someone.
red flag. Like if somebody is like, "Oh yeah, I'm the best," or speaks like highly of themselves, I'm like, red flag.
Not going. Not funny.
Something's wrong here.
Yeah. There are comics that do that. You want me to name?
Yeah, name someone. Brendan Schwab. I'm a beast. Wait, we can't talk about it?
Yeah, we can't talk about that.
Yeah.
If you...
I would love to.
Talk about what?
Why don't you want to talk about Brendan Schwab? But you're down.
No. So, Brendan Schwab?
Well, here's what I'll say about
Brendan Schwab.
Schwab?
Schwab.
Oh, Brendan Schwab,
Yeah,
the
Brendan
insurance salesman.
Schwab.
Yeah. Oh, I can talk about him.
I call him a Schwab because he looks like a Schwab. You know, like don't they call those Schwabs in the ear?
Yeah.
Swab?
Okay.
You gently do it, but this is on you. This is on you.
Okay, so Brendan.
Here's what I
This
say.
is on you, and that's it.
He's a comedian that you have a podcast with two other very funny ladies called Trash Tuesday.
Okay, we all just saw it. It went down like what Ethan said. Ethan did bring up the topic, and even towards what Kalila said, she was interested in talking about it. She didn't feel that she was coerced.
If I go to a dam, right, and I put a little explosive on the dam, right?
I didn't see that.
Just listen to what I'm saying. If I go to a dam, I put a little explosive on the dam, right? And the dam breaks, and all this water comes through, right?
Yeah.
I can't then just go, I didn't know, right?
Yeah, but I
that
didn't put
all
a
this
fucking
water was
explosive.
going to come.
I didn't
You know
put
what I mean?
an
It's a
explosive on the
I don't know.
dam.
Yeah, you did. You put a little.
How?
You think in your mind, right, that you bringing up the Brendan Schaub is a little
You
thing.
guys could have
You're saying a
said-
little explosive.
you could
But
have
what I'm
said-
saying to you, let me finish what I'm saying, right? You knew, right?
No.
Yes. You know that we're podcasters, right?
That's
right?
even
you
more.
Know
You're
that
a
when you put the
podcaster.
fucking,
You know how to edit
when you
yourself,
know you put
bro.
the fucking dynamite on
You know how to talk and what not to talk about.
That's
and
what
if you
we're
didn't want
actually
to,
not very good at because, we're
well, that's not my problem, Mr. Fucking Explosives on the dam.
Ethan is not giving Bobby an inch.
I didn't feel coaxed. I think you're
Thank
right.
you for saying that, and you said that, and I appreciated it.
I didn't feel that at all. I take full responsibility of the fact that was I able to explain myself in a way that was like true to what was happening in our relationship. That I bungled. He bungled that as well, explaining like the open relationship stuff.
Because we never even wanted to even talk about it.
Bring that
We
up.
didn't even want to talk about it.
I didn't even know about that.
But
you guys
we
brought
had
that
to
up
because
there.
you brought up the thing.
I didn't
and
bring up
me
the
talking
Hawaii
about
thing.
it is the water of the dam.
So privately, Ethan knew about the Brendan situation as far as it related to Reddit. So when he asked Bobby about it on his podcast, Kalila and Bobby talked about Brendan's accusations of Bobby being a Reddit mastermind. But after that was finished and the discussion of Brendan Schwab and Reddit was over, this is how the open relationship came out in the interview.
I literally still don't really have hard feelings. I think that there's something wrong with him mentally, maybe. You know what I mean?
I mean, all of us have
there's
that.
some empathy that I have, to his crew, But yeah, what's up? Well, are you touching my arm in that way?
I don't know. I'm trying to deliberate whether or not I want to add this piece of information or not.
Well, you might as well because
Well, one of
we're fucked as it is, so might as well.
I really wish, my wish was for him to be open about the situation as well, so there'd be sort of this clarity.
Okay,
back and
interesting.
forth.
Growth.
But one of the threats was to expose something about me, about and it was a very specific thing about it.
We might as well talk about that.
About a time, about something that I had been doing while Bobby and I were broken up.
Okay.
So We had an open thing.
Just take it all from them.
Okay, so we had an open thing, right? So that they can't use this against
Right,
us.
exactly.
Yeah, just put it all on the
Right.
table.
So we had this open
Yeah.
thing, and
you guys had an open relationship.
Yeah,
right?
I was
and
with-
Kalila saw somebody in Hawaii.
Lovely person.
Lovely guy. I know the
In
guy.
fact,
I like.
Bobby hand selected him.
Looking back at the video, you can clearly see Kalila was deliberating on whether or not to say the information, and Bobby encouraged her, and he was actually the one who straight up admitted that they had an open relationship. So it's funny to me that Kalila is accepting the responsibility on her part, but Bobby is blaming Ethan for the information coming out. It came from your lips, Bobby. You said it. Not Kalila, not Ethan. You.
Bro, maybe your fucking dam had cracks in it and the water, and I didn't even set the explosive.
That's fine. No,
but I didn't
It
even
did have cracks. It did have cracks, but you just said on an explosive. Thank you.
No.
Yes,
I
yes,
was
yes.
there to repair the dam, and it was so fundamentally fucked. I was there trying to mend it up, and it just, what came forth was a catastrophic meltdown. I didn't think it was catastrophic. I thought it was good and healthy. I still think it was good. You regret that podcast? I don't think so.
Well, I mean, it led to us breaking up. But anyway, my point is
It
this.
did?
Because I
Don't let Bobby's laughter fool you. He just said that he thinks Ethan was responsible for him and Kalila breaking up. If that's what Bobby thinks, that's a big deal.
A lot of people came out in support of you, which must have felt nice.
Yeah, but there are also other people that...
Fuck Brendan Schaub, that meat-headed fuck. How about that?
Yeah, but see, you can do that.
Yeah.
And congratulations. I can't do that.
Yeah.
I don't know how you can live in
to.
that.
I don't want you to.
Yeah.
Because you're above it. You're better than that, Bobby. You are.
Yeah.
But
I don't want to war with the guy.
And this is where Ethan is not learning his lesson. Bobby is serious in that he wanted to maintain professionally a relationship with Brendan Schwab. So Ethan is goofing off, cursing Brendan out, but that's what's getting Bobby mad. It's not funny to him. And Ethan doesn't care that he's messing up Bobby's business relationships.
But I resent this insinuation that I'm a gotcha guy, because I'm not a gotcha guy.
You're not. What are you then?
I just...
You're a regular guy?
I just was doing an
You
interview.
think you're a regular interviewer? You're Anderson Cooper. You think you're Anderson Cooper? You think you're Ari Melber, like just a guy from MSNBC? No, you're not, right? You're a gotcha guy.
Couldn't you have just said, you know, we don't want to talk about this?
Yeah.
I just said, what's up with Brendan Schwab? And then you guys are like, bleh.
Because you kept reiterating that it's live.
Wrong.
What?
Wrong.
Before you said, you know, this is live.
And so I was telling you.
Okay, anyway, I don't want to go, we're going in circles.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So that's what you did. But anyway,
No.
yeah, that's what you did. Let's just
Thank
move on.
you, Kalila, for defending me.
Now this is the truth because Kalila did defend Ethan. Not only here, but a couple of weeks before when Brendan came on Tiger Belly and the incident on Ethan's podcast came up, watch how quickly Bobby throws Ethan under the bus.
Even this, Brendan, I would have loved to do privately. Okay?
100%.
Right? When we showed up to H3 podcast.
That hurt my feelings.
Yeah. It hurt mine as well.
But we'll get there.
We'll get there. So when I showed up to H3 podcast, this wasn't even in our world. It wasn't in our view, our mind. You know what I mean?
And I don't know him, and I have no ill will towards
Right,
him.
right.
I don't know him, but from my understanding from talking to mutual friends of ours, that's what he does, right?
Yeah, but
He
we had done the
deals with that
podcast.
drama
Yeah, but we
stuff?
had done that podcast many times before. He's done ours. Him and his wife, Ela, and
They're lovely.
They're lovely, and
Yeah, I don't know.
as people, they're lovely.
I don't know them.
You know, and you know, it wasn't in our, you know, and even on the drive back from there, we were in a state of shock because, you know, I'm not one to, you know, air my dirty laundry on air. We might as well talk about that
About a
now.
time.
Okay, and it was a private matter, And once he brought it up, there was just no way to get out of it. I tried, you know what I mean? I was a thinking machine. I mean, it was just like spinning, right? We had an open thing, right? So that they can't use this against us.
In honesty, I didn't try that hard.
Yeah, I know
I
she
was
did.
willing to.
Kalila's keeping it real. Bobby's being a phony right now. They didn't like that Brendan was holding their open marriage over their heads, so they told everything on H3 to get ahead of the story. Simple as that.
My relationship with H3 is my own private matter, you know what I mean?
I didn't see it, but I heard completely that you guys were caught off guard.
And also, you know, I'm just responding to the things that I've read online saying that why did you do it in the first place? And you have to understand that I had done it before, and it was never like that. I mean, they had done ours, and
I'd like to defend Ethan and Eli
You can.
here and say
I love
that, you know,
But who's
they
attacking them?
They asked the question, and I don't know about you. Maybe that's how you felt. I don't want to invalidate your feelings on it, but I was okay to talk about it.
I know
and I'll
you
get
were.
to why I was okay to talk about it.
Kalila admitted to why she spoke up on the H3 podcast, whereas Bobby was removing all blame from himself and putting it all on Ethan. Pretty much told Brendan that he was bamboozled and caught off guard, and Ethan hoodwinked him into spilling his guts. And I already showed you that's not what happened at all. You know what? I'm not even surprised Bobby acted that way, because look at how Bobby treated Oliver Tree, Ethan's arch enemy, when he appeared on the Tiger Belly podcast.
I took the hug, didn't I?
Yeah,
Yeah,
she
I
took
saw
the
that.
hug. Obviously,
it was too long.
Different vibrations going on between the two.
Oh, what are the vibrations? Tell me.
I'm getting a very high vibration. And over here,
yeah.
I'm still trying to figure it out.
Low vibrational human.
Yeah, it's more of an Ethan vibration.
Don't bring that name up around me.
Yeah, but don't you think it's an Ethan vibration?
Bobby wants Oliver to agree that Ethan vibrations equals low vibrations.
Both of you guys are bad vibes.
Yeah.
Well, but Ethan is mega bad vibes. He's like the very bottom of the barrel.
Yeah. But he's got titties.
Well, I wouldn't say that. I would say he's a bottom feeder. And
Yeah, he's a bottom feeder.
He's a clout chaser.
Yeah.
And first of all, I don't fuck with him.
You don't fuck with him.
Wait, can I swear?
Yeah, you can.
Okay.
Yeah.
I fucking hate that guy.
Yeah. How?
Bobby thought the enemy of my enemy is my friend.
Just call me a fucking egg,
bro. You look like fucking Humpty Dumpty. Shut the fuck up.
I look like Humpty Dumpty, dude.
Yes, like Humpty Dumpty fell off the wall. Dude. You fell the fuck off after Mad TV, which is the only thing I know about you. You fell off the fucking wall, Humpty Dumpty.
Right. I am.
Bobby's plans to be friends with Oliver backfired big time. When Jeff Wittek had Oliver Tree on the barbershop to talk crap about Ethan, at least it was before Jeff and Ethan became friends. That made sense.
What's your deal with Ethan Klein? You guys friends?
No. First of all, Ethan Klein is an abomination of the human race. That dude has no business being online.
They need to delete his damn channel already.
Well, I've been trying. I've been working with my team and my lawyer, Jeremiah Jeffrey, to take down his channels for hate speech.
I know what to do. We'll send a bunch of goons to his house, shake him up a little bit.
I fucking like that. I like you.
Cut your hair.
So, is Bobby Lee a friend or a foe to Ethan? Listen to this story when Bobby texts Ethan from the doctor's office while he was getting his mole removed.
No, I don't want to do this.
He sends me a picture of him in the doctor's office. He goes, "Hey, fuck face. The mole is nothing, you fuck face."
Yeah.
I said, did he say it looked weird or anything? He said, nope, wasted time, brother. I'll get you back one day.
Prank war.
I says, I thought I was saving your life. You said, no, man, it's a Jew trick. I'm Korean. Revenge.
I did say that.
And then I said, while you were texting me, I was in the basement dying of COVID.
Yeah.
And you go, I said, I have COVID, go easy on me. You said, Luke,
Oh, yeah, that's
I hope you get COVID twice.
Yeah.
And then
I forgive you.
And then
Go
after
ahead.
you wish me death, you go, hey, what do you think about your ad agency? Are they pretty cool?
Now, if Bobby really tweeted him that about the ad agency, A part of me is now thinking that Bobby is enduring this relationship with Ethan because Ethan is good with connections as far as YouTube and podcasts go. So asking about the ad agency, that already makes me know that he wants to keep that professional relationship with Ethan the same way he wants to keep it with Brendan. And it's not because he necessarily likes them, but because it's good for business.
Thank you. I also don't like fighting with you because the thing is, it's something about you, it brings it out of me. I don't know what it is, but there's just something about you and I together.
Yeah.
You bring it out of me. Like you'll say,
Like Dave Cho.
I know what it is.
Dave Cho has the same thing. Me and Dave Cho have the same kind of combativeness.
Ethan, you do not want to be compared to David Cho. I repeat, you do not want to be compared to David Cho. And speaking of scandals, because Bobby Lee has gotten into one recently, as you can see, his Instagram page is private. Apparently, around the first week of April 2023, an old joke Bobby told resurfaced where he said he went to Mexico and got a prostitute who looked underage. Before the story made it to mainstream news, twice, Ethan was asked about this joke on the H3 members only stream, and let's listen to what Ethan had to say.
He tells a story about how he had sex with like a 15-year-old prostitute in Mexico, essentially, is what it boils down to. I have asked Bobby Lee about this the first time I saw it, which, because again, people post it all the time. And when I saw it, I say, yo, what the fuck is this? And he says it was a joke. At the time, it was like the weird kind of dark, fucked up comedy. He told the story twice on 2 different podcasts. And he said it didn't happen and that it was a joke. He's the only source of this, right? And if he says a joke, what other way can I take it? You know what I mean? Someone keeps typing Bobby Lee controversy. Are you talking about the same one that everyone always talks about that I've commented on so many times? The people keep trying to cancel Bobby for the story he's told about when he went to Mexico. This is like the 10th time I'm doing this. The story is super gross, and if it did happen, it would be criminal, obviously. And he's told this story multiple times on different podcasts. The conclusion I've come to is that it was a weird bit he was doing. And the problem with people taking these accusations seriously is that he's the only source of the fucking story. There's no victim. There's nobody saying he did this to me.
With Ethan, you have to take the good with the bad. So that big mouth that Bobby doesn't like, that Ethan has, is the same big mouth Ethan used to stand by Bobby through his controversies. But I wonder, if the roles were reversed, would Bobby stand by Ethan?
I just want to say that through all the conflict and stuff, this is jokes. I do love and respect you. I think you're incredible, talented, sensitive. I'm being serious. And I just really cherish knowing you. And if you can call this a friendship, I don't know. But
I don't need this, but
awesome.
thank you. And I feel the same way.
Yeah, thank you,
right?
buddy.
I think you're dynamic.
Thanks.
I mean, I think you're a very likable guy. I think you're very good at what you do.
Thanks,
and I've learned things from you.
Thank you.
If you were to ask me, are we friends? I do believe it.
Bobby believes it. But do you believe Bobby? Did Ethan and Bobby really come to a resolution, or is it all smoke and mirrors? Let me know what you think in the comments.